The French seaside resort town of Biarritz is gearing up for a summit of the world's largest advanced democracies known as the Group of Seven. Meanwhile, leaders of the G7 are bracing for an American president known for his anti-globalist outlook and sometimes combative stance against allies, says analysts.
I have been following the G7 summits, G8 summits for some time, and this is really the first time I can actually sense the nervousness.
At last year's G7 in Quebec, President Donald Trump threatened to halt trade relations with several member nations, called his host Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau weak, and retracted his endorsement of a joint communique. On Wednesday, French President Emmanuel Macron declared there will be no communique, a first in G7 history, citing differences between Trump and other leaders on Iran and climate change. This posture on the world stage, which some see as belligerent, is in line with Trump's America First doctrine. It may serve him politically as he vies for re-election in 2020. Yet, some analysts say Trump is seen as a disruptive force in international forums.
When the U.S. is leading these forums, they can get stuff done. When the U.S. isn't leading or isn't interested, then it's very hard for them to achieve anything. And I think that's been very visible in the last few G7s and G20s.
The anxiety by G7 leaders over Trump underscores the uncertainty over the shift in America's international role at a time when the global economy is facing threats of recession.
Since the end of the Second World War, we were used to have a leader of the free world that we were very comfortable with, and we're not seeing it anymore.
Ahead of the summit, Trump again floated the idea of inviting Russia back into the group. He repeated his assertion why he believed Moscow was kicked out of the G8.
Russia outsmarted President Obama. They took over during his term, not during mine, Crimea.
In 2014, G8 members suspended Russia's membership over the annexation of Crimea, a Ukrainian territory which Moscow now still occupies. Russia has not expressed a desire to rejoin, and some analysts interpret that as Putin playing hard to get.
But they're certainly adopting this posture and let themselves appear to be pursued by Washington.
On Wednesday, Macron said that readmitting Russia without resolving the Ukraine crisis would be a strategic error. Patsy Widakuswara, VOA News, Paris.